And a prayer, America is back in the astronauts in space business.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Roger, go.
Go they did, to reach for the sky and orbit. This is the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather reporting tonight from the Kennedy Space Center. Good evening. The all-veteran five-member crew of Discovery is in orbit, and here at the Kennedy Space Center, they're floating on air. The Space Shuttle program is off the ground again. 2.5 years after Challenger, this is the shakedown flight of a redesigned shuttle program with new safety rules. The rules were bent a bit to let the shuttle fly in high-altitude winds that hovered around the margins of what's allowed. Tonight, the astronauts accomplished the main task of the mission. They tested and then released from the cargo bay a 2.5-ton satellite called TDRS, a $100 million satellite NASA needs for its communications network. Mission accomplished. But the most important mission of Discovery is still in progress, and that's to fly safely all the way, to prove that all the shuttle fixes that worked on paper will work in the air and in space. They started proving it today. 6:52 a.m. Bathed in cold, eerie light, NASA technicians looked Discovery over for what they hoped would be one final time before it leapt into space. For a while, a good long while, it appeared as if Discovery's five-man crew would find themselves in an all-too-familiar position, all dressed up with no place to go. 7:27 a.m. Hugh Harris, the voice of Mission Control. There would be a hold.
The wind is much lighter and from a different direction than the vehicle is programmed to be taking advantage of.
Computers aboard Discovery had been programmed 2 weeks ago to account for high winds during liftoff. Lighter winds, NASA said, would mean additional stress on the orbiter because the computer had been programmed for the opposite effect, and the computer program could not be changed in time. 10:03 a.m. The mood dramatically shifts. Launch Director Bob Seek talks to the crew.
Stay with us. I think we'll make it.
Well, we don't want this thing to leave without us.
New data was in place, a, quote, refined engineering analysis. That required, however, a waiver of launch rules. The winds suddenly were officially within safety margins. 11:24 a.m. Cleared for takeoff.
We come out of the hold in approximately 3 minutes.
The countdown was back on. The towers moved back. And America thundered back into space. Watch and listen.
2, 1, 0, and liftoff. Liftoff. Americans return to space as Discovery clears the tower.
3 inches at 104%.
For the men and women workers here at the Kennedy Space Center and at other NASA centers, this was the day they waited for, the day they could soar again, to prove the can-do space agency still could. Our CBS News veteran space program correspondent Bruce Saul is here now. After spending the long, anxious night with them,